Welcome back to the Shipyard. And today, Wave 22 RIS Pi. And, normally, and for, well, over 100 reviews, I have done ship captain upgrades. Today, upgrades, and we'll work backwards. So, we're starting with Patach. Not the Klingon version, Romulan version. It's a one-point crew. And one-point crew tend to be at least playable. At the very least, they serve the role of if you need to discard a crew, they fill the slot. So, what does Patak do? Well, Patak is when attacking with your primary weapon during the roll attack die step, you may discard this card to gain +1 attack die for that attack. You know what? All in all, not bad. Uh, there are many other cards, as we have seen in the last several weeks, that are action, disable, +1 attack, discard, +1 attack. But they are far more expensive. Now, this has an added caveat that it is primary weapon, so there's a slight restriction there. But for the most part, I'm willing to pay a point to increase my attack value by 1 here and there. It's not something I'm willing to do all the time, but something I'm willing to at least look at every so often. The other crew in this pack is Pardik. Now, Pardik is 5 points. And Pardik says action, discard this card to target a ship at range 3 and only at range 3. Your ship cannot attack the target ship, and that ship cannot attack your ship this round. I compare to any attack cancellation, diplomacy, stuff like that. And yes, they have other restrictions, but this is specific to range 3. You are spending an action discarding a card that you chose to take on your fleet. And all that ship doesn't get to do is attack your ship. Big whoop. They just choose a different ship to attack. It doesn't change the state of the game. And, I don't like Pardik. Pardik should be cheaper, should have a bigger range of effect, should just say that ship cannot attack your ship, something like that. I don't know. Definitely a fix there. Graviton Field Generator is a 2-point tech and is when defending, if your ship is not cloaked, during the deal damage step, you may discard this card to add a shield token. This is reminding me of the Enterprise E-Tech. This shield token may not exceed your ship's starting value and is treated like a normal shield token. No ship may be equipped with more than one Graviton Field Generator. Hey, good news! You don't have to discard the shield if you don't use it. This is like better than that terrible Enterprise E-Tech that just says add a shield and it's use it or lose it. This is, you actually get to keep it. Now, Reinforced Shields is a better card. You get a shield and you get to keep on gaining shields. Now, granted, that's conditional upon taking damage, but it's also cheaper. This is a one-time effect, and I'm now of the opinion that one-time effects like this really need to be like 1-point cards. Distress Signal, well, let's read it and then we'll talk about it. It's non-unique. It's a 2-point tech. When defending, if there is a friendly ship within range 1 to 2 of your ship with a hull value greater than your ship during the roll defense dice step, you may discard this card to roll 2 extra defense dice. So it's actually kind of an interesting game effect, right? It's bring something bigger and keep them close to you, and then you get a one-time shot to roll extra dice. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. because it is just 2 points. And sometimes those dice make a difference, especially if you can get quality on those dice. But for the most part, I want to spend my points gaining consistent dice. Now, I can see in a mission when you might need just that one-time boost of dice. Um, Obviously, not a one-on-one or a one-on-several mission, but like a two, a two-ship mission. Then distress signal is something, um, but still, I don't know that I love it. It is thematic, but thematic would also be for this to maybe be a consistent effect, maybe at one die and costing still the same points. All right, self-destruct sequence. These cards kind of bother me on principle, but it's a 3-point tech action. Destroy your ship and target every ship within range 1 of your ship. Each target ship suffers 1 damage. Okay, sure. This one I like a lot more than some of the others, especially Borg. But this self-destruct sequence just works. I do wish that range 1 was bigger, but there are some interesting things you can do with extending your range with a friendly Uhura, who will copying on Uhura to do more. But then you're just investing more points in something that is essentially a suicide bomb. Now, you combo self-destruct sequence with I stab at these and cheat death and Tasha Yard, and there really is a combo here. I think I actually had a very old build academy that used self-destruct sequence to make sure your ship died. But it's a tricky setup. Our one talent here is covert mission. Captain, this upgrade may be fielded by any captain. If the captain's card does not have a talent icon, then this costs 6 points base, 7 off action. So during the end phase of each round, put a mission token on this card, up to a max of 3. Action, discard this card to gain an attack die for each mission token beside your card for your first attack this round. This one's interesting. It hits on rule of 3. It's initially it builds passively, which I like, and then it is a discard to get 3 more dice. Now, is it worth 6, 7 points, even 5 points? I don't know. I really don't think so. Also, because you're taking that action to trigger it, and unless you've held a target lock over, you're not going to get the quality that you want. It is a very interesting idea that you can run this on captains that don't have talents. It's a neat way to spend more points, but I don't know that it's. I still don't know that it's the best thing you can do. All right, we have a Captain Bokra. So if Bokra is the captain of a Romulan scout vessel, and you have a scan token, you get to roll an extra attack and defense die. That's not bad at all. That's actually a pretty nice captain ability, especially at skill 2. For a point, I mean, forget the skill 2 side of it, but a 1-point captain. Yes, it's a scout vessel. No, scout vessels are never going to win you the day. But if you want a named captain, so you're shooting at skill 2 instead of skill 1, Bokra could be a nice option there. Generic scouts are down to 9 points because of the Romulan faction pack. Remember when they first came out, they were 4, 6, 7. They were 14, so that's quite a nice discount. Still, just a tech slot that hurts. We'll get to the maneuver dial in a second here, but the Pi just is too pricey. Uh, the nameability is nice, nice enough, pairs well with bokra. During the activation phase, you may perform a scan action as a free action. If you do so, put an Ox power token beside your ship. So what you do is you evade or cloak or echo as an action, and then you free action scan. So you're getting extra things. The problem is it's expensive. And it's not that named scouts got way cheaper. What did they get down to? Just go here and look. That's a science. They got down to 12. Right? So at 12, you're looking at just 4 points of savings, but that's a significant chunk. That's a place where you go, oh, I can get like a whole nother crew, a better captain somewhere, and yeah, I just have a real tough time paying 16 for this. For what, a crew slot, an extra shield that I'll probably be cloaked for, won't matter, a named ability that's nice but not. I mean, these things maneuver like a dream, right? 1 and 2 turns to come about. I mean, what don't they have? The one come about like fighters do? Fed fighters? Ooh. I mean, that would be cool, but, they've got 1 turns. Love 1 turns. So, yeah, overall, the Pi, lovely named ability, needs to be dropped down in cost. Bokra, interesting captain. Talent, usable, overpriced. Self-Destruct Sequence, probably one of the best cards in this pack, though. Usable for certain builds. And Patak, playable 1-point card. So that's kind of where we're at. The Pi is better than it seems. Nothing great. Nothing that stands out, head and shoulders above everything else. But is a card that, or is a pack that has some solid supporting ideas that helps the faction out, that fleshes some things out, and it makes me go, okay, I get where they're going, and I can get on board with it. So yeah, that is it for me. Those are my thoughts on the Pi. And yeah, thank you all for listening. Until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.